Hello guys, welcome back to Finantech. Zomato, the Indian food delivery company, has filed a DRHP with SCBI, the Indian Securities Market Regulator, in order to raise rupees 9,375 crores through an IPO. A fresh offering of equity shares will raise 9,000 crores, that is about $1 billion of the total issue size, with the balance raised through an offer for sale by the startup's first investor, InfoEdge. The company, which is funded by Tiger Global Management, has said that it may raise 1,500 crores before going public, that is about $200 million. Zomato operates in 23 countries outside of India, including UAE, Australia, New Zealand, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, US, Lebanon, Turkey, Slovakia, and Poland. Despite operating in 23 foreign countries, Zomato generates 90% of its revenue from India. The company has decided to list on the Indian stock exchanges, NSE and BSE, as Zomato Limited. And now Zomato is not just food delivery, it is more than that. Restaurant commissions are no longer the major source of income for online food delivery services. Zomato generates income in a variety of ways. Fees charged to eateries for higher attention in the food delivery sector. And the second one is Zomato Pro membership fees, a subscription program that allows users to access exclusive discount deals from chosen restaurants across food delivery and dining out options. The company had 1.4 million users and around 25k plus restaurant clients across India as of December 31, 2020. And the fourth one is Hypercure, a Zomato company specializing in the provision of raw ingredients to restaurants. And the fifth one is The Platform, which debuted in 2019, has over 6,000 restaurant partners spread throughout 6 Indian cities. It assists Zomato in better forecasting demand and sourcing raw materials like fruits and vegetables on a bigger scale. It also generates money through commission on delivery fees that are charged to the user. And coming to financials, according to CLSA, the Indian food service industry is divided into 3 segments: food delivery, takeaway, and dining, with delivery service likely to expand the fastest in the coming years. In each and every sense of the term, Zomato is a huge player. There are about 161k active delivery partners. The site has around 350k active restaurant listings. In financial year 2020, 10.7 million consumers in India ordered food on monthly basis with a regular interval of more than 3 times. The early days of pandemic took a devastating toll on Zomato, with its gross order value dropping 59% from its Q4 2020 level. However, the company has subsequently recovered, claiming a GOE of 29,810 million in the third quarter of 2021, the most in any period until December 2020. Zomato's operating income, which accounts for 95% of total income on average, has risen 5.5 times in the last 3 years. That is, raising from 4,660 million in financial year 18 to 26,047 million in financial year 20. At the same time, Zomato's overall costs have grown from 5,939 million to 50,063 million, or an 8.4 times growth, resulting in losses. The losses are caused in part by marketing, personnel, and other fixed operational expenditures. The startup's labor expenses are roughly 42% of its revenue, which is attributable in part to the ESOPs granted to its employees, without which it would be 34%. Advertising and sales promotion costs as a proportion of total income peaked in fiscal year 2019 at 88.43% and have subsequently decreased to 48.8% in fiscal year 2020. Advertisement and sales promotion expenditures include customer discount coupons, reimbursements to restaurant owners, platform-funded discounts, marketing and branding fees. And also, the soon-to-be public company has stated that its expenditure would rise in the future. The important thing you must know when you are investing in something is to know how your money is used. So, you must know how the revenues of IPO is used for. Deepinder Goyal, late firm, has stated that it will invest 75% of its IPO earnings on organic and inorganic growth efforts for the next 5 years. Initiatives towards organic growth are developing its technological infrastructure, recruitment of customers and gaining users, investing in its distribution infrastructure. As part of its inorganic growth initiatives, Zomato has said that it would continue to evaluate opportunities for acquisitions and strategic initiatives. The startup pointed out that it had benefited from acquiring Uber Eats India business in fiscal year 20 and hyperlocal logistics startup in fiscal year 18. It further went on to say that it would not invest more than 25% of its net proceeds for general corporate purposes. Guys, please subscribe to my channel if you want to get such valuable information, and also please like and share this video. That will be very much helpful for me. The next thing you have to know is who are the largest stockholders of Zomato. As we already know that Info Edge is the initial investor, it also holds the largest part of the company, that is of 18.55%, and Ant Financial has 16.53%, then Uber has 9.13%, Tiger Global Management has 6%, Sequoia Capital has 5.98%, and the co-founder Deepinder Goyal has 5.5% of the company. The Delhi-based internet services company Info Edge, which invested 6 million in Zomato in 2010, has received 77 times return on its total investment fund of rupees 1443.1 million. That is all you can know about Zomato IPO from me. I think this video is very much useful for you. Consider subscribing. See you in the next video. Bye.